Oh, man.
I'm a big turkey guy, John.
I love turkey.
Yeah,
Turkey stinks. It's the worst bird.
Like, you nudge your friend. You're like, hey, I'm going on the top. This is a
Not
petri
queso
dish.
anymore. This is straight mold.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the second episode of the Pop Boys, where you ain't a pop boy till you pop.
Boy.
All right, I'm joined on my right with my brother, Dan, and to my left with Johnny Simpkins, a.k.a. Johnny Milk.
What's up, guys?
How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good.
We're a little earlier than last week.
Yeah. I don't know why that's important for anybody to know. But
I don't know. I normally get up around this time.
It's still the AM.
For everybody else, it's 9:48. That's how you know Dan doesn't have any kids, because he gets up at 9:48. John and I...
I've been up for 4 hours.
Yeah, John and I have already put in 2 days worth of child rearing.
It's just a little early.
All right, well, wipe the sleepies out of your eyes, because
Wakey.
we're jumping into kind of our second year.
Yep.
So same format as last year. We're going to kind of go through some business stuff to start the beginning of the podcast. And so we're going to probably do like 30 minutes of business stuff and kind of just recap our second year. And then we're going to get into kind of like the banter, or as my mother-in-law likes to call it, the BS portion.
The BS, but she felt bad calling it BS.
Yeah. A lot of people feel bad calling things BS, where it's just like, I think being a Smith, you don't, like, that's like a badge of honor.
That's all we do.
To be able to BS is like,
It's a skill.
he's a good BSer. And other people are like, he's a good BSer. And like to our family, it's like, he's a good BSer.
Yeah. He'll go somewhere in life. He's a good BS.
Right. Like, we're not going to have to worry about him sleeping in the basement.
Right.
He's a good BSer. All right. So jumping into the second year, so in 2019, we had another really good summer. It was things were going well. We kind of knew that things were catching on. So in our shops, we have our tins, and they can be refilled. And so I think it was a really nice kind of like instant gratification thing, where we knew that things were catching on because people were bringing the tins back for refills. And so it was kind of an easy way. Like, it wasn't exactly a punch card, but it kind of was, where we knew if people were refilling our tins, then like...
Yeah, it was an anecdotal way of being able to kind of track returning customers.
Right.
Like, our system does that regardless of, if you pay with your credit card. It can track returning customers that way.
Yeah.
But with the tin, it was pretty much getting anyone who paid credit card or cash or whatever. And then we put a little sticker on the back of the tins too. Right. To kind of track how many times that tin's brought in.
Yep. Yeah. So we could see, and the stickers all had they had the date on them. So if they had filled them in 2018 and it was 2019, we knew, that they were a returning customer from last year. They were coming back, on vacation again, and it was kind of becoming a tradition for them. So, really 2019, I thought was a great summer. We rolled into the fall, and we had a friend who also owns a business. Shout out Baram, if you're listening. And he owns a henna tattoo business, which is actually, it's also a really cool business. We should have him on one day and kind of talk about that and how he's like expanded into multiple locations. But he brought up to us thinking about going into the mall for the holiday season. And Dan and I were kind of like, we dismissed it. We were like, the mall, like, what's the big deal? Like, why would we go into the mall? But he kept saying, he kind of stayed honest. He was like, you guys should really go into the mall. You should get a location. You can rent a location for the month and really like showcase your product, and you can really do a lot in sales. Mm-hmm. And so, after a while we were kind of just like, all right, let's figure this out. And so we went to the mall, we met with them, and it was super reasonable what they charged.
Yeah, there was a pivot point of, we were like, oh, let's get like a kiosk in the mall.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, well, we actually have this full storefront too.
Yep.
And to us, it wasn't that big of a difference, like money-wise and rent.
Yeah, it was probably like a difference of like $1,500 versus like $2,500.
Yeah. And for us, it was really just like, okay, let's do the storefront so we can just kind of store everything.
Yep. Yeah. It mostly became like a logistical decision of like, all right, we were going to pre-fill all the bags and put them on the shelves. And so like having extra space was very important.
Yep.
So yeah.
Is that what you end up doing? Just selling bags?
Yeah. So we
Bags and tins, but everything was pre-filled.
Yeah, exactly. Where people could just kind of, so if people that haven't been into our stores, in our locations, we fill everything on the spot. So if you pick a flavor, it's kind of like an ice cream shop where you kind of pick your flavor and then, we scoop it into a bag. This store, and we've kind of done that intentionally too, because it allows our customers to like mix different flavors. Some other popcorn shops, they have the bags always on the shelves. You just go and you kind of like, it's almost like a supermarket or like a convenience store. You just pick the bag off the shelf. And we really, we wanted to have the scooping it directly, again, because customers could mix flavors. And also, we just thought it was a better experience.
Just more of a personal touch.
Right. And it is more expensive, and especially for people that are watching this in Massachusetts, the Massachusetts minimum wage keeps going up. I mean, what are we at right now?
15.
Right. So we're at $15.
Well, it'll be 15 next year.
Okay.
Wait, it's not already?
It might be already. I don't know. We pay more than 15, so.
Yeah. So yeah, the minimum wage is 15. So, for us, labor definitely, if we pre-bagged everything, we could have it on the shelves and like we could definitely, be more profitable per sale because we would have less employees that had to actually physically scoop it. But we've kind of made the decision that we really, we like that aspect. We like people being able to customize the bags. We like the customers having interactions with the staff, trying a bunch of stuff. So,
yeah.
So, but going back to the mall, we did decide to just do bags that were already pre-bagged. That way they'd be ready to go.
But we were still sampling too.
Yes, yeah. And so we still, we had a bunch of tins. We had like 2-gallon tins that people could scoop from and they could try all the different flavors. And so, I mean, Black Friday, right? So everybody's...
One of the worst days ever.
Yeah. I mean... So
like busyness,
do you know
no.
the whole story of the Black Friday
Nope.
story?
All right. So
Hang on, can I set the stage?
Please.
Pat's hosting Thanksgiving at his house
Oh no.
for like us and a little bit of the extended family, and we had already signed up for the mall, and our shop was pretty much ready in the mall, and our lease started on Black Friday and would extend through the end of the year. All right, so it's pretty much like a month, a little bit over a month. So Black Friday comes and they say, and the mall dictates your hours. So it was, hey, you guys need to be open at midnight on Black Friday, like Thanksgiving night, basically, and be open, and we close at 10 p.m. Black Friday night. So from midnight, we have to have somebody there from midnight through 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And like we have no staff at this point. It's Thanksgiving.
Right. Everybody's still at college. College kids are all still at college. So
Yeah. I mean, they're home. I don't think, did we have anybody that day? Or
No.
it was just us.
Yeah.
It was us. I think mom might have helped us.
All of us are like, we're like watching football games and we're just like looking over at each other like
But it was me, you, and Kim that night.
yeah, we're like those guys that are on the boat like before D-Day. We're like looking we're looking at each other like what is coming our way.
Right. On Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like we can't even really enjoy ourselves. Like,
Impossible to enjoy Thanksgiving itself.
We're just sweaty palms all day. Like what's coming?
So it's like
Black
5 or
Friday.
6 at night on Thanksgiving, and I'm like, me and Kim, my wife, are like, yeah, we gotta leave to basically go try and take a nap because we need to be up for the next like 24 hours.
Yeah, how do you eat the Thanksgiving dinner without going to sleep?
There's no leftovers, that's for sure. No like midnight ham sandwich,
Wow.
turkey sandwich.
Yep.
Oh, man.
So we go back, we go to bed, wake up at like 11:30. I'm like, all right, here we go, because everyone says it's busy. It's a busy.
Wait,
it's
hold
Black
on,
Friday.
hold on. Did you say ham?
I don't do turkey.
What?
I'm anti-turkey.
You don't do turkey?
We don't have enough time to
So
get
you have a
derailed.
spiral ham and a turkey?
A lot of times.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
Every Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Turkey stinks.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm a big turkey guy, John.
I
so
love
don't-
turkey.
Yeah, don't.
Turkey stinks.
No.
It's the worst bird.
Oh,
Oh,
come on.
get out of here.
It's easily the worst bird.
Easily.
chance.
The worst bird in the world. I mean, pigeons. You can't even eat a pigeon.
Some people eat pigeons.
Yeah, but they don't like.
You can't say worst bird. I mean, Ben Franklin, I think, wanted to make it the national bird.
Yeah, and people talked him out of it. They were like, "No, it's the worst bird." All right, so it's Black Friday night. I had just eaten all the ham I could possibly eat. I go back, I take a nap. We wake up at like 11:30, and we pull into the mall parking lot, and there's people like clamoring at the doors.
Yes.
And we pull up,
Barbarians at the gate.
and it was like, oh my God, this is gonna be crazy.
Yep.
So we get in, we pull up the
gate.
we pull up the metal like gate that they have in every mall store, and we're like, oh boy, we're looking at each other like, here we go.
Yep.
This is gonna be crazy.
Lock
Now,
and loaded.
did you have time to set up? Like,
So the
prior
mall was
before?
already set. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So we had gotten in, set up all of our bags like that week before. Everything was locked and loaded, ready to go. We actually had a wheel in the mall too.
no
Yep.
way.
Yeah. Which was a nightmare to keep stuff. All right, that's a different story. So it's Black Friday night, and then the doors open and everybody starts coming in, and no one comes into our store.
Not one person.
No way.
I think we had one sale. There was so many people, but we had, I think, one sale of one drunk kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely remember like a drunk 15-year-old being like, dude, I'm going to buy the cookies and cream.
Yeah.
We were just like,
So
how is this our life?
So we quickly found out that Black Friday in the mall is busy. It's the busiest I've ever seen the mall, 100%.
Yep.
The problem is it's all like high school kids and like just graduated college kids who aren't old enough to like do the bar scene or anything like that. They want to get out of like mommy and daddy's house, but they aren't old enough to like go to a bar. So the parents just drop them off at the mall, and it turns into like basically like a high school dance.
Yeah.
But for like every high
Oh,
school
no.
on Cape Cod.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all high school kids,
Yep.
and then like lunatic people buying like TVs at Best Buy.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's
No one is door busting a popcorn shop.
yeah, like we're
Did
definitely
you guys have Black Friday deals?
We might have. It might have been like a buy two get one type thing. I don't know.
Yeah. We definitely had some
We
type
probably
of-
tried.
Yeah, we definitely had some type of deal. But like yeah, it was
Awful.
It was awful. It was definitely like the crew of like 15-year-olds that are just like they just like stolen a little bit of liquor and put it in a Poland Springs bottle and were just like walking around the mall just like thinking they were
You
really
don't know what's in this bottle.
yeah,
Right.
like, thinking they're really cool, you know what I mean? Like, stunting for their friends.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
Other than that one drunk kid who
Yeah.
got some cookies and cream.
Yep.
So that was awful. And we were like, what did we do? This
Yeah.
is like one of the biggest mistakes ever.
Yep.
Because we have a whole month of this. Is this what the whole month's gonna be?
Yeah.
Wait, so the whole Black Friday day? Only
So
one sale?
that night, we were expected to be open the whole time, and around 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So we were there from midnight to 4, sold 0,
Yeah.
nothing. And at 4 a.m. we were like, screw this. This is insane. We're closing. We'll get back here at let's go home, take a nap, and we'll get back here at 7:30, 8. So that's what we did, and then we got back.
Yep.
And then Black Friday itself was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Because
the
then
day.
normal people who
Adults.
are looking to actually spend money and not just get out of their house.
Right.
And
looking to do something. I mean, it's like
it's a day off.
yeah, that Friday after, it's kind of like, all right, what are we going to do? It's not like, like you said, the crazy people that are like, I got a $99 TV.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, I want to get out and hit up 5 guys and then
Right.
cruise around the mall.
So that day was actually pretty decent. It was like, okay, thank God
Yeah.
this isn't a total disaster.
Yep.
And then it kind of like fell off a little bit in like early December. And then towards Christmas, like a week leading up to Christmas, it really ramped up. And it ended up being great.
Yeah, very successful, in my opinion.
Yeah, stressful just of it was like our first, it's like an appetizer for having multiple locations.
Yeah.
Because the Hyena store was still open. We're still sending out online orders, corporate orders, things like that out of our Hyannis shop. We're still making everything out of Hyannis.
Yeah.
But then Hyannis also had the burden of making and packaging everything for the mall.
Right.
So we would basically make everything in totes and then just walk through the front doors of the mall and stock up our store.
Wow.
We didn't have like a back door to the outside.
No. We'd just like stick it on the shelves, or we'd walk in and somebody's like, "Oh, is that white cheddar jalapeno?" We'd be like, "Yeah." They'd be like, "All right, give me 3 bags." And
Yeah, towards Christmas, I remember like Christmas Eve, people were like, just give me anything.
Yeah.
Like
I need stocking stuffers now.
100%, just a ton of that. There's a lot of like dads who were like, all right, I gotta just like get something from my wife. Just give me anything. It's like, oh, do you have this? No, we're sold out. All right, just give me like literally anything.
Yeah, but I think that like it was really good for us exposure wise too, because the Cape is kind of interesting. Like, there's only one mall on all of Cape Cod, and so pretty much like I think I knew that, but doing that made me realize like, oh, okay, this is where everybody goes this holiday season. And like, even though online, sales are going up quite a bit, like people still do shop, especially in the holidays, in the mall quite a bit.
Yeah, inevitably you get into a pinch that you're just like, I need something for X person, and I don't have time to order something online, and they're coming over for dinner tomorrow, and I have to just get something. So everybody, everybody runs into that position where you're just like, I just need to go look at stuff, choose something, put it in a gift bag, and give it to them. Yeah.
But the interesting thing, too, like, you remember, like, we'd be talking to people in the mall, because, like, the mall is a whole, like, ecosystem, too, that you don't.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you don't really, like, realize. Like,
how about our brother-in-law loving the mall?
Yeah. So we have a brother-in-law that he was thriving. Big mall guy. Yeah, like we'd be talking to him and we'd be like, oh yeah, well we gotta figure out who's gonna work the mall, and he'd be like, well, I'm off at 4. Like, I'll be at the mall. Like, I'll be there. And we were like,
just loved working in the mall.
We were like, why are you so excited to be in the mall? And he was just like, I love it. Loved it.
Easily the strangest thing about him, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Dan said that, not me. All right.
No, we love you, Chris, but my God, that is a weird trait about him.
Yeah, loved the mall. But so the mall went really well. Interesting thing about the mall, and that we kind of learned too, like you have to pay you have your base rent, and then you figure out a number based off of your base rent that's like a multiplier. So I think it was like 10x. So say like we paid $2,500 for the space, and then basically if we did $25,000 in sales, we owed them a certain percentage over that.
Over whatever break even point, yeah.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
break even, but like a breaking point.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, if a local business, like a small business, was looking to like do something that actually probably you'd get a lot of customers, it might be worth it for you. I feel like getting a kiosk at the mall around the holiday season is a good idea.
Yeah, we can't really speak to any other time of the year.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not super expensive. You're guaranteed a lot of exposure. Like, the risk is fairly low.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a good way to kind of like, if you've done like some like farmers markets,
it's a good way to like market test.
Love local fest, like you're pretty much going to reach a good portion of the people on the Cape. Because that's the other funny thing. Like, there's a week. So when we got to know the mall people, we're like, oh, how's your week going? Good. They'd be like, good. But next week. And we'd be like, well, what's next week? And they're like, next week is like where people from Martha's Vineyard in Nantucket come over, and they stay the night in like Hyannis, and they go to the mall.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like a weird thing about the geography here. It's like, if you live on Nantucket, there's no mall. There's no like bigger retail shopping centers. So like they come over and they kind of stay a night and they just kind of make like a little trip out of it and
like get
a bunch of their shopping done. So yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good experience. It kind of put a lot of other pieces to the puzzle for us, as far as like Dan said, like having multiple locations, understanding negotiating rent with like not like a mom and pop landlord, with like Simon, somebody, how do they handle that type of situation? And then also just like giving us more information about kind of like the demographic of Cape Cod and how people shop and, just things like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's funny, people still come in, and that was in 2019, so 3 years ago that we did that. And people still come in, they're like, oh, do you still have your shop in the mall? It's like, that was literally like 30 days that we were in that mall.
Yeah.
But, people still kind of remember us from that point. So
yeah, it's how a lot of people found out about us. So
yeah,
it's definitely good. So that was December of 2019. All right, so then it's 2020, and we had been looking at Mashpee Commons as a good spot for our second location. Yep. And Dan and I had been talking to the management over there about a couple spaces, and one had become available that we really liked. It was like across the street from the movie theater. It was kind of like right close to Panera, so we really liked that shop, and it was 880 square feet. It was kind of like the perfect size for us for what we needed. And so we started to engage with them. The other thing that it had, so we had bought new equipment. We bought new popcorn equipment from Russia. Mm-hmm. So we got the equipment shipped over from Russia, and something that I didn't know, but I mean, Dan might have already known, but there's different, and if I butcher this, then I apologize. But
I don't know a ton about it either.
Yeah. But. So like, basically there's different types of electrical. So if you have it's either a 2 or a 3-phase electrical.
No, single phase or 3-phase.
Okay, single phase or 3-phase. God, my dad is gonna be like,
"Oh my God,
this guy's
so disappointing."
No son of mine.
Yep. Yep.
My dad used to work for the electric company, so it's definitely gonna hit a nerve. But so there's single phase and then there's
3-phase.
3-phase, and so the equipment that we were buying was 3-phase. Our facility in Hyannis only had single phase. So we got a quote on upgrading our electrical to 3-phase, and it was going to be about $35,000.
Yeah.
It
was like $25,000 to $30,000.
Okay, yeah. So let's say $30,000, right? And so we were like, okay, like, we're getting all this new equipment from Russia. I guess we got to just do it. When we went to look at the Mashpee Commons space, when we looked at it, our dad was like, you got 3-phase electrical right here. And so we were like, fantastic. So basically, like, the rent that we were going to pay for our first year was going to be like $25,000-$30,000. And so we were like, this is a no-brainer. And Mashpee Commons, actually, they allowed us, they had like a year where we could like get out if we wanted to.
Yeah, I think they call it like a trial year.
Yeah, so your first year of your lease, they were like, okay, if it's not working out for you, no harm, no foul, like you can leave. So the way we looked at it is like we were going to spend $30,000 upgrading the electrical in Hyannis. The rent's $30,000 in Mashpee to give it a shot. Mm-hmm. We were like, basically, it's a free trial.
Yep.
So, yeah. So we signed the paperwork in March of 2020 for our new lease in Mashpee Commons. And I remember specifically, I'm going to go on record with this, that I said to Dan, it seems like there's a virus in China that something is happening with, and should we be concerned about that? And Dan said, no.
Absolutely not.
Let's plow ahead.
Yes.
And in hindsight, it was the right way to do it. You know, like, but I remember saying that. So we were like, all right, yeah, we signed the paperwork, and it was the day that
it was the Wednesday that the NBA shut down. Like Rudy Gobert was like coughing on all the microphones, and he ended up having COVID and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Remember when Tom Hanks was like the first celebrity to get COVID?
First one.
Yeah.
And, like, the world went crazy.
Yeah.
So it was around that same like week.
Yeah.
That we signed the lease.
And we were like excited for a couple of seconds. We were like, oh my gosh, like we second location. Like, pats on the back,
Yep.
popping champagne, excited to get to work, and then we just like looked at each other and we were like, the world is shutting down. Like
Yep.
what have we done? So we quickly started doing the calculations of like, okay, like how much cash do we have in the bank and how long can we pay this rent on the 2 locations if neither of them are open?
Right.
And so we kind of like just started to tighten everything
And so
up.
we had to close our stores middle of March. It was like March 14th or so.
Yep.
I remember I was at a wedding that weekend before, like the weekend that like social distancing became like a buzzword for everything. And I remember I was at a wedding. We were like, should we go to this wedding? Like, whatever, we'll be all right. And we got back to the hotel. It was like midnight. And I remember just kind of like scrolling through my phone on like Twitter. And it was like, whatever you do, like, get away from people. You have to start social distancing. It's this new term that everyone needs to do. And I just have like a Larry David like flashback moment to me doing like doing the cha-cha slide with the kid's like mother-in-law. So yeah, and then I remember texting you. I was at the wedding. We were like, I think we have to like shut the stores down.
Yeah.
Or store at the time, and then just kind of pause construction on Mashpee.
Yeah, yeah, and actually, so my wife was like 39 weeks pregnant.
12 months pregnant.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, yeah, we shut the stores down, and then my wife had a baby on March 21st.
Yeah.
And then we were like, all right, what do we do?
Yeah.
So we started having conversations, and like, my wife and I were super paranoid about the baby getting COVID. We didn't know what was going on. And so, so pretty much we kind of had a conversation where we were like, all right, we can't sell in our stores. Like, what are we going to do? And up until that point, we had a website that was very archaic. We made it
awful.
It was terrible website. And we had been growing the online sales. So we were like, all right, what should we do? And so we were like, you know what? This might be a good time to focus on our website. And, Dan kind of took the lead on that project. We went to Shopify, but where did we come from?
Weebly.
Yeah, we were basically.
What a name.
Well, our original website, when people first came into our stores, within like really quickly, like when we first opened our Hyannis store, it was like, oh, can we order this online? We were like, oh yeah, we're going to make a website. And so many people kept asking that it was like, okay, this is paramount that we need to start an online website. So it's like, all right, what's the easiest website? It's Weebly. It's like drag and drop, like dummy proof website, e-commerce site. And that's what we used. We made it within like 2 weeks of opening. We're running around with our heads cut off trying to figure out what to do.
Yep.
And that's just what we stayed with for 2.5 years.
Yep.
But then once the shutdown happened, it was like, okay, well, we can sit on our thumbs all day, or we can actually kind of like turn this into a blessing in disguise. If we don't turn it into a blessing in disguise, then shame on us.
I'm pretty sure like nobody says we can sit on our thumbs. That sounds really weird.
First time I've ever heard that.
No, like I think okay. You say, all right, you got your thumb up your ass. That's a phrase. Or you say,
how do you think it gets up your ass?
No, you say sit on, or you say, oh, you can't just sit on your hands. You combine the two, and now you got like sit on your thumb.
Someone's sitting on their thumb.
Me and my friends say that all the time.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, you guys are. What I'm saying is,
Must
you guys,
be a new trend.
you guys are wrong,
No.
and it sounds creepy.
No.
It's like nip it in the bud.
No,
or
you're just
people
a
say-
boomer.
People say nip it in the butt.
Wow. What? You're a boomer.
All right.
So
Potato.
It's not nip it in the butt.
No.
Oh God.
John's nipping butts.
Sorry, kids. Sorry, John. Sorry, Maddie.
So we ended up switching over to Shopify.
Yep.
Which right away, and we say switching over, it took about a month and a half to actually like redesign the website. We worked with like a Shopify expert to like do all the coding for us, but I had to do all the like corrections,
Design.
photos, everything about it. It was
Yeah.
just them like coding it for us.
And again, I think this was like another good thing about you kind of having the degree that you had is you were able to you're basically able to work with a team in India. I mean,
Right.
that's an assumption, but I think a very safe assumption is that
1000%.
yeah, that you were able to work with a team of kind of developers in India and give them very specific details and very specific tasks to do, and they were able to pull it together relatively quickly because you were able to do a lot of the legwork for them.
Yeah.
So I think that was another really, really good thing.
Yeah, but we saw like instant
Our
return on investment on that.
our online sales went up since we redid the website 10 times.
Yeah.
Not an exaggeration, 10 times. And I don't know if it's the algorithm of the Googles.
Yeah, or the SEO or
Yeah.
whatever, or if it's I don't know.
Just
at the
more
time,
user-friendly.
we chalked it up to like, oh, it's COVID. People are ordering more online,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of continued that way. So I think it was either because I don't think our website is the best thing in the world
No.
right now, but our first website might have been the worst thing in the world.
It was close, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So we updated the website. That was great. We, you and my parents kind of started working together because again, I just had the new baby, so I'd walk in and like meet with them and like have a T-shirt over my face. It was like before even masks and things like that, and so like kind of it gave us time to I spent some time with my kids. You guys were able to kind of devote some time to slowly build out the Mashpee shop.
Mm-hmm.
Our Hyannis shop was closed, so like in a weird way, it kind of like it gave us kind of a pause to do a lot of things.
Yeah, just work on a lot of different things. So basically, it closed Hyannis, allowed us to build Mashpee, which
Yep.
would have been really difficult to do without it.
Right.
And it grew our online exponentially.
Yep. Yeah, and then we wanted to do something fun for like healthcare workers, so we did a kernel for kernel challenge where like everything we sold, we basically like every amount of popcorn sold, we just duplicated the order and then we brought it around and we ended up bringing it around to like a lot of like assisted living facilities.
Yeah, nursing homes, assisted living.
Yeah, and so I thought that was a fantastic campaign. So then Dan be working in Mashpee, I couldn't be around them because of the kid. So then I would come in late at night and I would fill the kernel for kernel bags. Like I remember just like standing alone in Hyannis, filling bag after bag that we were going to kind of deliver. So we were all kind of like working on stuff kind of separately at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we still couldn't open. And Mashpee Commons was great about this, where they we said, hey, we're not able to open, like what can we do? And they were like, that's fine, like we'll kind of hold off your rent until you guys are able to open. And so I thought that they handled that really well. I don't know how they handled it with other situations of their tenants, but for us, especially being a new business, I thought they were very fair with us on that.
Yep.
2020 starts, things are kind of lifted. It was definitely strange. I remember gathering up our staff kind of that summer. We had a meeting and we all stood outside and, I remember saying like, hey, look, I don't know what your position is on masks. Honestly, I don't care. We got to kind of just like, we got to do this. We got to be very sensitive to, making sure like everything is as clean as possible. You have to have your masks on all the time. We already wear gloves and wash our hands all the time. So it's like, that wasn't anything out of the ordinary, but just really reiterating things.
Yeah.
Driving it home, kind of like changing a little bit of our workflow as far as like the customers coming into the shop. We did a little bit of that. And it was like a little bit of a slower summer, but like since we opened the second shop, we were still up quite a bit from the summer before.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like, I was thinking about this morning and like, I don't like to play golf. I'm a horrible, horrible golfer. But like when you play golf and you putt, you can read the brake, and if your ball's going slow, then it kind of brakes more, brakes less. But like if you hit the ball pretty hard, you take the brake out of it. You know what I mean? And so I feel like with business, it's the same. We've had a couple of situations where like if we were going a little slower, the brake, we might have had more of a brake, but because we were kind of just like ignorant and we went full speed ahead,
Yep.
we kind of went through the brake.
Definitely ignorant.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
You
I'd
know.
agree with that.
Yeah. So no, I mean, Mashpee Commons went great. It's a higher end area, so we were able to pick up weddings. We were able to pick up more like corporate events, corporate client gifts for Christmas. So I thought it was a really great first season.
Yeah.
And again, like everybody kind of was saying around us, they were like, yeah, it's down, 30, 40% from where we were. And so we were like, okay, if this is down even 20%, like we'd be happy with what we got going on.
Right.
So we had Mashpee that first summer. I'm trying to think of other like.
No, I think it's a good place to kind of like pause
Wrap
as far
it.
as
Yeah.
for the business side of it.
Yeah.
And then, next week we'll go into a little bit more of the Mashpee and then the third location.
Yep.
So,
All right. Perfect.
John,
John, you want
we owe a quick
Oh.
sponsor.
Yeah.
All right.
Read.
Looking for something to satisfy your sweet tooth or your snack craving? Look no further than Smith Family Popcorn. They have sea salt caramel, cookies and cream, kettle corn, and even taco. Stop into any of our 3 locations in Hyannis Main Street, Mashpee Commons, or the Plymouth Waterfront. Your taste buds will thank you. Good.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Hard eye contact you made when you started that ad read with me.
It's just staring into your soul. Do we have any mailbag?
We have some mail.
Ooh,
We got some mail.
wow.
All right. So the first email says, "Hi, fellas. First time listener, long time caller. I'm wondering what flavors were made in the Boston apartment and in the test kitchens that have yet to make it out to the sales floor. And of those, which are each of you most strongly rooting for?" It continues, "A hot topic for you. If you were to be pied in the face, which flavor would you choose? Can be sweet or savory. Keep up the cast. Love the content." That's from Carly from Mashpee.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Carly.
Shout out.
Carly from Mashpee.
All right. So first question, what are kind of ones that are like,
So ones that we were making in my Boston apartment.
yeah.
The one of my favorites. So pretty much everything that we were making in the apartment ended up translating to the stores. Oddly enough.
Yeah.
One that didn't make it was we made one called Sweet Chili Lime, and it was so good, but just making it on like a larger scale proved to be really, really hard. And it just kind of went by the wayside until last month.
Oh, yeah.
John came up with a Mojito Lime, which was very similar, I would say.
Yeah.
So that one kind of made its return, and it was very popular. A woman came in over the weekend. They were like, "Do you have any left?"
I know. I had a woman. I had a woman in Plymouth yesterday, and she was like, "Tell me you have some more mojito."
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I was like,
Impressive.
no,
It's gone.
no, señorita.
It's gone. It's gone. Yeah. So I on it, and then everything else, honestly, we make.
Yeah.
Now, would you make like the birthday cake and the cookies and cream? Did you make that in your Boston apartment?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool.
Just differently. We mixed everything by hand in a big bowl that took up like half of our kitchen. So yeah, everything was made differently.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of.
Wait, can I add one?
Yeah.
I walked in with Katie to one of your stores. I think it was last year at some point. I can't remember if it was Hyannis or Mashpee, but you gave us a big bag of popcorn. And you were like, try this. We're kind of testing it out. And it was, I can't remember the exact flavor, but I remember it was like coated in milk chocolate, like in the thin lines. And there was little like peanuts or something on it. And I can't remember
It was
what
probably.
you had called
I
it.
feel like we did that with the Cape League.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like testing our, and we'll get into like talking about chocolate in the future.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate, and milk chocolate, and how we kind of work with that. But yeah, we tested it on the Cape League, and I think I remember you and Katie coming in. I mean that's the thing. Like if we know people and we're like, I think I was just like, all right, here's 2 gallons. Like,
Yeah, I ate all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely, that was definitely good. I'm trying to think of other ones that are like, kind of like on the floor that we've, because like if anything's good, like it makes it out, like at least for a
Yeah. If
try.
anything's, we're testing everything.
Right.
And then if we think it's good, then we'll let our customers or family friends try it.
Right.
And then get their opinions of it as like kind of like a blind test.
Yep.
And then if they think it's good and we can figure out a way to kind of like scale it up, because it's one thing of making one batch of something.
Yeah.
It's another thing of making
I think I have
hundreds of a big batches.
The one that I think should get a chance to come back is blueberry muffin.
Yeah.
The blueberry muffin,
Yeah.
straight fire.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that one's got to, at some point, like that, we'll have to figure it out. Maybe like a summer, nice blueberry muffin.
Yep. Hot topic. If you were pied in the face, which flavor would you choose?
I know you wouldn't pick any sweet flavors.
Probably not.
What are you going to take like a taco pie to the face?
I was thinking of chicken pot pie.
Wouldn't that hurt?
Hot?
Warm.
God, psychotic.
Oh, brother. All right. If I had to have one pie thrown in my face, apple
Apple.
pie.
Jesus.
Couldn't be scorching hot though.
You guys are like masochists. You're not thinking about the blunt force trauma that's coming at your face. I'm taking like a banana cream pie or like like something soft. That's
Lemon
like,
meringue would be okay.
Lemon meringue would be nice, but it might sting.
Yeah, the lemon in the
Yeah,
eyes.
that's true.
You don't get goggles or anything.
Permission to go there?
I'm scared.
Do
but-
it.
Pie stinks.
No, stop
Oh
it.
no.
Pie stinks.
We don't.
I
We're
love
not gonna
pie.
get. We're not gonna get to any other topics if we just spend the rest of the cast just debating this. But
Dessert pie stinks.
pie's better than cake, in my opinion.
That's incorrect. They both aren't great. I'm not a big cake guy either. But pie.
Pie, you can take so many different directions. I mean, like pecan pie, apple pie,
What
They're
about
so
what about
like,
cheesecake?
flaky and dry though.
dry. How could you call a pie dry?
No, the crust.
I mean, maybe,
Yeah,
who's
so it's
making
dry
your
on the
pies?
top, and then you use your fork and you kind of get it
Yeah.
all into like the sauce.
Too much work. Pass.
Pie is delicious, especially shout out Centerville pies.
Centerville pies is great.
They're-
But,
the
but
Centerville
that's what I'm
pies-
saying. They're dinner pies.
Centerville pies,
no.
key lime pie is like one of the best pies I've ever tried in my entire life.
Fair
It
enough.
is-
Again, I'm not a big dessert pie. Centerville
unbelievable.
pies, dinner pies.
Oh, I mean,
That's why I picked a chicken pot pie to get hit in
Yeah.
the face with.
All right.
Next email. Hi guys, we love visiting your Hyannis store anytime we're on Cape Cod. We sample all the new flavors and love to spin the wheel at the end. I guess we'll go over the wheel
yeah.
in a different episode. My question is this: how do you curate the music in your stores? It's always a fun atmosphere. Keep up the good work, Terry.
I think Curate is being nice.
Strong word.
Yeah, like I don't know that there's actually a curation process, but I think we let the staff have kind of like free reign
To an extent.
to an extent. Like you got to watch out. Like we use Pandora a lot, we use Spotify a lot, but you just got to watch out that like there can be some swear words in some of the songs, and it's not really that bad when it's like late at night. It's 10 o'clock at night, and it's like, things are really getting crazy. The store's really busy. You can like
Get away with a little more.
Yeah,
With an older crowd, yeah.
yeah, like middle of the day, 11 o'clock in the morning, first opening up. You know, if you got like
Tough to go with Kendrick Lamar, right?
yeah, if you got Kendrick Lamar on right first thing in the morning, it's a tough look.
Right.
But I think we do have kind of like one rule, and the rule is that the music has to kind of match like the intensity of the day.
Right.
So like if it's like
Or of the hour, too.
right, like if it starts to get like ramped up, like if people are coming in and we're really busy, then like we like start to crank music. Like,
Yeah, the music gets louder.
like house music.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and it just kind of like becomes like a frenzy.
Yeah.
You
Like
know?
a standard Saturday night, Saturday night in Hyannis is usually like a Calvin Harris.
Calvin
radio.
Harris, yeah, like
Yeah.
Las Vegas nightclub
Yeah.
kind of feel. And honestly, I don't even know if we do it for customers or more for ourselves.
Definitely for ourselves.
Yeah, like it's just
Definitely for ourselves.
It's just to kind of keep you like moving in like a fast motion.
Yeah.
But it could be like 11 o'clock on like a overcast, like slightly rainy day in Hyannis, like good popcorn weather when everybody's coming in, like they're on vacation, like we got to do something. They come to Main Street Hyannis.
Yeah.
Like you could have an 11 o'clock Calvin Harris day. Like,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
all day, just like bumping, like kind of like house music.
One of my favorite stories, which is kind of a tangent, but so one of our staff who used to make a lot of popcorn for us, Ella, shout out Ella, would come in the morning and make either pop a lot of popcorn before the stores are open, right? And she would put on her Spotify and listen to music or whatnot, and just kind of have that going over the speakers in the store. And she would often listen to like true crime podcasts while she's popping, just because it's like, all right, it's entertaining for her. And she would have that going. What she failed to realize, that she found out like months later, is that we actually have speakers outside of our store. We basically, people be walking by like early morning, grabbing breakfast at the Daily Paper across the street, look over at a girl popping popcorn with like, and then he went into the upstairs. And
Her hands were tied.
yeah, it's like brutally murdered. Yeah, so sometimes music, sometimes podcasts early in the morning. Depends.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, I want to get into the hot topics. That was all we have for the emails. Again, if you want to email us, it's POPBOYZPod, boys with a Z, popboyspod@gmail.com. So yeah, write us an email and we'll answer it here.
All right.
Who's got a topic? I guess we'll get into the hot topics.
Go ahead.
Fire it off.
Okay. This is more of a science-based question, and I don't know the answer. You can't Google it. I don't know. So the other day, I saw a fly on the wall in my house, and I swatted it down, and it basically fell to the ground, or it might have been ants, and I kind of wiped it off the wall. It fell to the ground and then crawled away.
Mm-hmm.
If that ant was me at the scale that he fell from, is pretty much the equivalent of me falling off
Yeah.
100 stories up.
Yeah. Maybe like 50, but yeah.
And if that happened to me, I would surely be dead.
Surely.
So what is happening that the ant is able to just kind of like brush it off and walk away?
Well, he's not a bitch.
That was unnecessary. We were having a civil conversation.
He just shakes his shoulders.
Yeah, but what's going on? I have two theories. Does anyone know the answer?
So it's kind of like a cat. Like a cat falls, lands on its legs.
I mean, this guy landed straight on his back,
Right in his face.
and he just got up and walked away.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, all right. So I think that my gut tells me that So basically, ants, they have it's an exoskeleton, right?
I knew you were gonna go exoskeleton.
So I think, they have an exoskeleton, and then basically, like, isn't this the way that a lot of bugs work? Is that like all their blood pumps into their body, and then they don't have a
They don't have bones.
yeah, and they also don't have blood vessels.
Okay.
It all just like gets pumped into the middle, and then it all kind of like goes out to where it needs to go. Like it doesn't have they don't have like individual like vessels that bring things around. So I think that kind of like gives them a shell that makes it a little bit harder.
I'm not buying it.
And I think because they're lighter, they don't fall with as much force. But all objects fall at the same.
Yeah.
I want to chime in. I don't know if actually I'm gonna let John go first.
No,
John?
no. I want to hear it, Andrew.
Go for it.
Let's hear it.
What's your
I
theory?
think I'm just as confused. Yeah, I don't know. Is it because they're so light? Maybe while they're falling, they kind of slow down a little. I don't know.
I have a different theory. What's your theory?
I think it's just the theory of relativity.
Which
Like,
is?
The fact that of how small it is, like it's different from you at your size falling from the equivalent of that height because it's so much smaller. Like its physics are affected differently because like if you think of how fast the world is spinning, it's thousands of miles an hour or whatever, but you
Yeah, but
can't
isn't
feel
the
it
theory
because
of
your
relativity like if I drop this object and a feather
As long as
because
they're
of
the same
atmosphere,
weight.
as long as they're in the same atmosphere, then they fall at the same rate. So that was the test that they did on the moon. That is, if you drop two things in a vacuum, they're going to fall at the same exact rate. It's the atmosphere that keeps the. All right, here's my theory, which kind of goes with yours.
I think it's the wrong term to use, but I have another theory that I'd like to add on after that.
Let's hear it.
My other theory is I think it's terminal velocity. I think that if I'm falling from 50 stories, it probably takes me, 10 stories to reach terminal velocity because at some point you can't go any faster. If you're falling, you get to the speed of gravity, and then you can't fall any faster than what gravity is actually pulling you down with, right?
Right.
So it takes a specific amount of distance to reach that terminal velocity, and then that's what's actually like causing you to splat.
So at what height would the ant fall, and when would they reach a terminal velocity?
I think it's like Andrew's saying, it's theory of, well, I don't know if it's theory of relativity, but I'm saying, so I think if you dropped an ant from actually 50 stories up,
Yeah.
then I think it would die.
You think so?
That's my theory. I don't want to be the one to test it. I think that's a little dark, but
I literally feel like we are in the movie Billy Madison when he gives that long rambling answer, and the guy just is like, everyone is dumber from having listened to you. Like, there's no way any
see.
of this was an advantage.
comment below,
All
like
right.
and subscribe, comment below
right.
your theory of how the ant walks away.
All right. So my second topic is, all right. So I remember somebody said one time, like, it's not the things you don't know in life that hurt you. It's the things that you know for sure that turn out to be wrong that hurt you. Like, you're all gung-ho and you're like, oh, this is absolutely right, and it turns out to be wrong. So, like, all right, when's some time that you've made a mistake about something that you, like, thought was 100% right, but you ended up making a mistake? And I can go first if we need to.
Oh, that's tough.
All right, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
All right, so the other night, it's a little bit later at night, and so my family is always buying like kind of like Chipwich ice cream sandwiches, and they're leaving them in the fridge, or in the freezer, I should say. So it's late at night, and I'm kind of like, oh man, yeah, I could go for one of those like Chipwiches. So I go in the fridge, and I see one, and it's an M&M Chipwich. So I'm like, oh, nice, and it's in a little like plastic wrap, It's like the only one in there, right? And so like it's dark. I have kind of like the lights off or whatever, but I'm like, I'm just gonna eat this Chipwich and I'm gonna go to bed. So I open it up and I start trying to take a bite, and it's like super frozen. And so I'm just like, oh, this Chipwich. I'm like, I'm fighting it. I'm gnawing on it like a
Fighting
dog.
the Chipwich.
Yeah, like I couldn't like take a bite.
Why wouldn't you just wait a minute, and you're good?
I mean, it was already like 11:30.
60 seconds.
Yeah. No, so I'm like gnawing on it, right? So I finally get a piece of it off, and I'm chewing it, and and I look down in it, and I realize it's a veggie burger.
No. Oh no.
So
You're fighting a veggie burger?
I
a
thought-
frozen veggie burger?
I thought.
You couldn't tell?
What do you
No, that's what I mean.
Hang
When
on,
I finally got the first
Tell
bite,
me what you mean when you say that you reached in to grab a Chipwich.
I don't know.
A
how
veggie burger couldn't look more different than a Chipwich.
It had like carrot pieces that I thought were the M&Ms,
Oh
and it
my
was
God.
dark. It was dark.
Oh,
It was
Oh
dark.
my God.
So I'm literally like, I got this thing on the side of my mouth, like I'm fighting it, and then all of a sudden I realize, like, as I'm like, I get a tiny piece of it and I'm chewing it, I'm like, this is not a Chipwich. I'm like, what am I eating? And then I'm like, am I eating just like a straight frozen burger? And then I realize,
Oh, that's amazing.
thank God, it's a
Oh no.
veggie burger.
How thin? It must have been so much more thin than a normal Chipwich.
It was.
They're wildly different things.
There is shrinkflation these days, and they're making Chipwiches smaller and smaller and
not
smaller.
not as
That's a different tangent. We'll rant.
not as thin as a veggie burger.
Look, we can. Like I said, it's not the things that you don't know that hurt you.
Is this a store-bought veggie burger?
Yeah. Store-bought veggie burger. I mean, yes, it was.
They're individually wrapped?
Yeah, it was individually wrapped. Yeah, like it was. I mean, it was thin, like no doubt, but like a case of mistaken identity. Mistaken identity. All right.
No.
So-
Case of an idiot eating a veggie burger.
I didn't eat the whole thing. I took a little bite and then I said, I put it back in the pack and I put it back in the freezer.
Save
Oh
that
my
for
God.
later.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll have to cook that one on high tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not proud. I'm not proud of what happened.
I
Just-
don't.
Mistaken identity. If you got nothing, you got nothing. But
Something I was positive on.
So can do you need a couple more minutes?
Yes, because I've never been wrong.
All right. Okay. All right, I'm trying to think. So, I don't know if this totally goes with the whole topic, but it kind of does. So I remember probably like 8 or 9 years ago, we're living in our apartment, me and Brittany and Maddie, before John, before Nate, and we were eating nachos. So I used to love queso, like the
Sure.
Tostito queso
Sure.
dip, you know.
Yeah.
So my mom used to mix that with the salsa, sour cream,
Yep.
throw a little cheese in there, delicious. So we had a jar of the queso, and we're eating. I'm just going to town, just like I got the whole jar in front of me. I just got the bag. I'm ripping these chips,
Oh my God.
ripping these chips. I look down, and I'm like, oh, it's getting low. I look down,
Oh my God.
completely covered in mold. One of the worst things I've ever tasted, but I didn't realize it until I looked.
What do you mean the worst thing you've ever tasted? You ate the whole freaking jar.
It wasn't a full jar. It was only half.
You ate half a jar of queso and then said it's the worst thing you've ever
And then I
tasted?
looked down and I was like, this is not queso.
This is a
Not
petri
queso
dish.
anymore. This is straight mold.
Oh my God.
So,
So what was the aftermath?
I sat outside for a solid hour.
Yeah.
Just head and hands, just sweating, sick. It was terrible. I haven't had queso until a couple months ago. On my first jar.
Brutal.
9 years later.
You guys got to look before you eat.
We're just shoveling it in.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But I'm hungry. It's on.
Yeah, no, I am I am quite the opposite. I inspect before I eat anything.
Oh man, you got to go for it.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I think of things that I've just been wrong about. It's mostly to do with sports. Of like
Gambling.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting at. Of like, okay, this team can't lose. It's impossible for them to lose. And it happens all the time with fantasy football too.
All the time.
This guy's going to go off this week. And it just flat
He
out doesn't happen.
doesn't even play.
He stinks. Yeah, he doesn't even play. So it's usually something with that. I don't know. Sorry, I don't have any. I'm not shoveling food in my mouth that's all moldy.
Yeah, we should be sorry.
John, do you have one?
Yeah, I got a couple things written down. Kind of more of like preferences, not, I guess, topic, but
Okay.
how do you like your eggs?
I don't.
You don't like eggs?
Hate eggs.
Really?
Hate eggs.
You're a man, baby.
I hate.
Oh, no
I
way.
hate
Yes.
eggs.
No
Eggs.
eggs, no dessert.
Eggs stink.
Yeah.
What?
Stink.
All right. So what about like a quiche? Do you like a quiche?
The egg has infiltrated itself into into breakfast, and it has a stranglehold on breakfast, and it's not fair for the anti-egg people.
Okay.
Because every breakfast food has egg.
Has egg.
It's all eggs. They should just call it egg and not breakfast.
So
Did you eat your egg? Did you eat egg?
So
No.
do you eat stuff that so we have a pancake that has an egg in it?
For sure.
Okay.
1000%. I'm talking just like fried eggs. I can put up with scrambled eggs, but I'm loading it with ketchup.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's also important to like some people eat food for its nutritional value. Dan does not.
No.
Dan
It
doesn't.
has to taste good.
Dan doesn't eat like when I'm eating eggs. It's like, oh, okay, like this is a food that's like packed in protein and minerals, and like this is good for me. Like this is a nice thing to start my day. Like if Dan could, he would have like Belgian waffles every single day.
Top
Yep.
famous
Dan,
Amos.
yeah, Dan's like Augustus. He's like Augustus Gloop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't tell. Can't tell at all.
Yeah,
I don't do eggs. I don't. If I had to, they would be scrambled. I won't eat
Douse some
Any
ketchup.
any other egg.
Some cheese
No, don't need the cheese. Just like
I like them over medium.
over medium.
I like them over medium. I like a little bit of a runny yolk, but I don't like when the white is runny.
No. Oh no.
When you
So
get
no
that
sunny
piece-
side.
Yeah, when you get that piece of like that white that's runny, I'm just like,
what? See, okay, this is my thing. What other food are you able to be like? I like it better when it's runny.
I mean, steaks like that, not runny.
Runny?
Raw.
Give
like,
me a runny
It's like
steak.
it's like attempt to cook.
It's like a rare. Yeah,
Ugh.
like you.
It's
Okay,
like a preference.
Do you like a rare steak? Do you like a medium well? I mean, and I look. I don't want to put you on blast, but
We're not getting into this.
how do you like your steak?
Are we doing steak talk?
No.
Are we doing steak talk? Because I'm done with the steak people too. I'm done with the steak people.
Oh no.
No, I like steak. I love steak, but I'm a medium well guy.
medium well.
Oh. And
If
that's
not,
That's
hang on.
him being. That's him trying to save face. Honestly, he's a well done guy.
I'm usually a well done guy.
Oh no.
That is atrocious.
No, so but this is my thing.
Doesn't matter how nice the steakhouse is. Oh, just give me a well done steak.
I'm done. I'm 32 years old. I'm done hiding from steak weirdos that get on you about like how you cook your steak. You guys are all weirdos. Just let me have my steak however I freaking want it.
Oh man.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, down the road, your money's not an issue.
Yep.
Whatever. You're getting a Wagyu steak.
Yep.
What are you saying to your server?
Okay. I probably wouldn't order it just because.
Say you have to.
Okay, if I have to, medium well.
I had
You would get kicked out of the restaurant.
Exactly. So that's why I wouldn't order it in the first place. Because you weirdos are like, oh, you can't have a steak like that. That's no way to. You gotta
dry
have it.
and has
You
no
gotta have it.
flavor.
No,
I had a nice Wagyu steak last night.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
How'd you cook it?
However the chef did. I believe it was medium rare. That's how I like it. But no,
Yeah.
I hit up. It was my wife's birthday. Happy birthday, Brittany! Shout out. We hit up Brazilian Grill last night,
Nice.
so I had a ton of steak.
Yeah. So for that,
had a
it
ton
just
of
comes
steak.
out and
Oh,
you eat
it-
it however it comes
However
out.
it came out.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm a medium rare guy too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sheep.
All right. All right. So, yeah. So this is kind of like a question. What were you kind of like, oh no, like I gotta change this around, but then you ended up like getting used to it and you ultimately liked it.
Okay.
And so my example is, so like I bought my house from a woman who was older. She was, probably like in her like mid 80s, and in our upstairs shower and like the bathroom, there are grab bars. Like, so there's grab bars kind of like
around the toilet or around the shower?
around the toilet. And
Oh,
also,
Are you serious?
yeah, there's like a
You have grab bars on your toilet?
I got grab bars. All right, like no, just like one, like right to the side of the toilet, and then there's like two in the shower. There's like a seat in the shower.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so like again, for like an older person, the house was kind of perfect for. So I went, and when I first looked at the house, I'm walking around, I'm like, okay, like gotta get rid.
That's gonna go.
Got to get rid of these grab bars. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, honey, don't worry. We'll get rid of these grab bars, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Time moves forward. Like, the bathroom had wallpaper. My bathroom, like, I have pulled down the wallpaper, but, like, I still have all the backing up. So my bathroom is, like, in shambles.
Okay.
But that's neither here nor there. So the other day, I'm in the shower, and I had just gotten home from a long day, popping popcorn,
Sure. Yep.
in the salt mines.
Yep.
And I'm standing there, and I realize that I'm holding on to the shower
my
grab
God.
bars. I'm using the grab bars. Like I've aged into the grab
You're a
bars.
boomer.
Like I've grown into the grab bars.
Oh my God.
So like now I'm kind of like,
As in like,
do I want to get rid of these grab bars anymore, or
Well, you
like
can't.
the next one? If I like redo my bathroom, like
you have to put them back in.
yeah, like I'm gonna be like a 38-year-old guy, and they're gonna be like, all right, your bathroom's done. I'll be like, can you reinstall that grab bar? And
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, what?
What is wrong with you?
But like I was like, this is actually really nice.
Oh my
Like,
God. What happens if you go to like a hotel?
Oh,
Are you going to fall without a grab bar?
I just sit in the tub and let the water fall down on me.
They must have grab bars in hotels.
Yeah, I feel like a lot
I
of
guess they
places
usually do.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, you don't.
We got grab bars in Mashpee.
Yeah, in the bathroom.
Yeah, but that's like a standard public like handicap bathroom.
Accessible, yeah, no, I don't.
Not a personal like.
Not your own.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can get behind grab bars.
I tell you.
You're in the
So-
12%.
12%.
Yeah, I mean, the only group you're beating is the people that order it rare.
All right. So more people order steak well done than rare.
Yeah.
Good.
Wow.
Good.
You're kind of a pervert if you order a rare steak.
Perfect.
I'm not sure that fits, but
So you guys are only one step away from being perverts. You guys are medium rare.
medium perverts.
Medium perverts.
No, medium rare is according to chefs, how you properly
The
order
most
steak.
popular?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
It's done. Medium rare.
So most of the
But
population is
That's
one
how.
step
Well,
away
that's
from being
how.
perverts.
That's how. Yeah, that's how chefs say you should order. But the most popular is medium. At 38%.
It's the flavor.
Yeah, you got it.
A medium rare steak is way more flavorful than
I don't care.
a well done steak.
I disagree. I think it might have more flavor, but I think I like the charriness of like flavor of a well done steak.
It's like chewing on a rough towel.
It can be dry.
Shout out to the RTC Rough Towel crew. I got a lot of responses from people texting me saying they also enjoy Rough Towel. Shout out to RTC.
Can you define a lot for the people listening?
2 people. two
Small
people.
crew.
2 people.
Two more than last
You
week.
don't roll deep, but
Yeah.
so
yeah.
what's the question?
So
it-
basically, it's like, all right, what's something that like like I feel like there's been
that you didn't think you would like, but now you ended up liking.
Yeah, like, and again, I notice it when I move into houses a lot of times that, or like into an apartment where I'm like, oh, I gotta change that up like right away. But then like you just become comfortable with it, and you just eventually like start embracing it, and then you kind of become like you like it.
So can it be something you do?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
there's
something you've had to do in life that you really did not want to do, but you ended up doing it anyways and fell in love? Like doing it?
Sure.
I'm a little scared.
Yeah, I mean, where are we going
How
with this?
deep we're-
No, I'm
This
just
is a
asking.
family cast, John. So let's
Didn't want to do it? Fell in love with it?
kind of scared at first.
Do you have something?
No.
Not
Yeah,
anymore. Not after that.
I think mine's a little simpler. Mine was probably Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I swore off Game of Thrones. I thought it was awful for the first like season, and then just kind of like stuck with it, and now I really like it.
Yeah. See, now I'm so jaded on Game of Thrones. I tried to watch House of Dragon, and I was just like, forget this.
No,
Yeah.
it's good.
I can't.
I haven't. I watched the first episode of House of Dragons, but with Game of Thrones, I was super hesitant to watch it because I hated the fan base, and I thought it was like, it was super
Definitely.
like in your face, like this is the best
Definitely.
show ever, whatever.
Definitely.
And I waited, and there was one winter break when I was in high school, and this was up. Every season was out until the last season.
Yep.
And I was like, screw it. Like, I'm going to watch it. And I got my friend Alex, I got her HBO login because she was like a diehard Game of Thrones.
Yep.
She was like trying to tell me to watch it, whatever. So I was like, okay. She gave me her login. The only reason I ended up using her login was to finish the last half of the last season that was out because I watched the entire show in the 30-day trial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's that good.
Yeah.
Wow.
So wait, so now are you?
I love it. I'm so upset at the last season.
The last season was like, it's the worst season in probably television history.
Yeah, because one
Based
of my
on what it
buddies
was.
from school is like a big, he loves George R. R. Martin. Like, he's read all the books.
Yeah.
And he was super mad because we watched it together when I was at Roger Williams, and he was mad because the books weren't done when
Yeah.
they finished that
Right.
season, so
Right.
it didn't do it any justice.
So do you like the new House of Dragon or no?
I've only seen the first episode, and like I can sort of appreciate it because of the context, but I wasn't blown away.
I think it's good. Stick with it. There's
Yeah.
there's 3 episodes now.
Yeah,
I think it's good. It feels very like early Thrones to me.
Maybe I'll give it another shot.
Yeah, I've thrown it on. It seems good. I'm so tired at night. I fall asleep every time.
Yeah, it's definitely one that like takes mental fortitude to actually watch.
Yeah, like I loved Game of Thrones.
Have you guys seen Peaky Blinders yet?
Yes.
Now he's a pick.
I keep hearing about
I am
it.
a massive fan.
Oh boy.
The problem with Peaky Blinders is like, and I guess this happens with like a lot of shows, it starts to infiltrate your life. Like I remember when I used to watch like The Sopranos, like you become Tony
Yeah, and you started
Soprano.
murdering
Yes,
people. Yeah.
exactly. Like before you know it, you're like walking into
Putting
a
hits on
store. Yeah,
people.
you're like, actually, you're gonna give me some money
Right.
today.
Right.
So no, but like Peaky Blinders, I feel like you just start, you start to get the Peaky Blinders. You start to get like that. You know what I mean?
You want to put razor blades in your hat and
Yeah.
just punch people?
Yeah, exactly. You just
All right, so then what's your favorite TV show
of all time.
of all time?
Like drama or comedy?
Of all time.
Of
is
all
everything.
time, just anything.
Of all time.
Anything.
It's Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Wow.
Yep.
Mine is The Wire.
Ooh, that's a good one. I really liked Breaking Bad. I thought that one was
Yep.
that one was really good. Do you guys watch Dexter?
Watch Dexter.
Dexter
Yeah.
was good.
No.
It was a little creepy.
Yep.
What about you, Andrew?
Right now, I would say Peaky Blinders, just
Yeah.
because I just recently finished the last season, and I really hope there's a movie.
Yep.
Nice.
Just because he's the most badass main character, I think, of all time.
Yeah. Tommy Shelby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great.
Sopranos is up there too, though.
Yeah, Sopranos is great.
What about favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie is probably Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, I would agree. It's either Shawshank for me or Forrest Gump. I think Forrest Gump is like a masterpiece.
Is it a little boring?
No, it's not. It's
Is it a little boring?
it's funny.
He's a boomer.
He is.
No, so
You're telling on
So
yourself.
this is like of all time. So
I
that,
mean, you
so that
picked
beats.
Shawshank Redemption. It's not like you picked.
So what about
They
like
came out in the same year.
Yeah, like
what about kid movies? Like when you were a kid.
Shawshank.
Shawshank, okay.
I'll still.
Kid movies?
Yeah. You don't got any faves?
The Heffalump movie. I'm
I don't
so
know
much
what that
younger than
is.
you
I
guys.
don't know. What that
Like when I grew up, like when I was growing up, Mighty Ducks was like huge.
Yeah.
You guys watch Mighty Ducks at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
one of
so
my favorites. Charlie
I went
Conway.
back too young.
Yeah. I don't know what you even said.
I tried to.
The Sandlot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sandlot's
Sandlot,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Heavyweights.
Heavyweights is great. Yeah, I try. I mean, I tell you though, with kids, it's depressing. You put on Mighty Ducks for your kids, and they're
don't even
like,
watch it.
you are a boomer. You're
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
100.
They
It's
don't even
like
like it. They don't even give it
Oh,
a chance.
that's garbage.
it's like putting Gone with the Wind on for
Yeah.
like our generation. It's like,
Yeah.
is this?
And then they
is
start
a-
coming out with the new Sandlot movies, and it's like,
Oh.
what are you doing?
I tell you what, the Sandlot translates. I got my kids like the Sandlot. There's
I could
something
see
about
The
it.
original.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I
There's some
agree.
timelessness
I
to the
agree.
Sandlot.
yeah. But like Mighty Ducks.
Forget about
I mean,
it.
when the guy like is in the like limo and he pulls out the car phone, they're just like, what the
We're
heck is
done.
going on?
Yeah.
What the fuck is their car phone? Do you guys? So the other day we're at the shop and a guy pulls up in like a brand new Ferrari. It's very nice looking, and I'm kind of standing there. I'm like, oh wow, like nice car, whatever. Like midnight blue Ferrari pulls right up. It's not that uncommon, to see like really nice cars where we are.
Was this in Plymouth or Hyannis?
Hyannis.
This is Hyannis,
Yeah,
yeah.
like right out front. And then I notice that a lot of people, and this is guys specifically, are taking pictures of it. Are you?
A loser.
Oh no! Like, are you? And if anybody else does this, like I just want to kind of know, like, please write into us and let us know why you do it. Because like, are you a take a picture of a nice car kind of guy?
I am that loser.
Are you?
Well, because
Really? Why?
Well, so I
Google
did
Images exists.
no, I know, but it's so I did a real estate internship a couple years ago, and my boss was he basically was like not your average exotic car guy. Like he would buy exotics used so he could beat them up and then sell them,
Okay.
like for the same not beat them up isn't damage them, but like drive them.
hard.
And he was the type of guy that like he would get a car and he'd see me and he'd be like, "You want to drive it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he got me into that whole like that's my goal one day is to buy one of those. So you might say like it's not super rare to see them, but it is,
Yeah.
especially on Cape because people around here are more old fashioned, and like he was one of the only guys I knew that I'd see him driving and I knew it was him because he was the only guy in Sandwich with a Ferrari
Yeah.
or
Right.
with a McLaren. And so like when you get the chance to see cars like that, if it's stationary, like I'm not taking the picture to show anybody. I'm just taking it like, oh, this is cool. I saw it.
So you have it for your own personal collection at home.
Up on the walls.
You're like, I'm not showing anybody, but like for myself when I'm alone
Yeah, I don't
in
know.
the tub.
And just because I have some buddies too that like we'll just send pictures to each other like, hey, look what I saw today. Like,
Yeah.
and not like a
I guess I can see that. Like if you're like texting a picture to your buddy. I just I saw a lot of people taking the picture and I'm kind of with you. Like
look at these losers.
no, I
They're
know.
losers.
No, I was
They're
like,
losers.
No, I just
Call it what they are.
no. I wanted to understand the psyche, and I think Andrew's given us some.
He's
like-
a loser.
Yeah, he's given.
So, all right.
found out a
So
lot.
I'm not like a take a picture of a car type of guy. I do enjoy the Marvel the movies.
Yeah.
And I was in Wareham one day at a Walmart, and I'm walking in the parking lot, and I see this like bright green little car. What the heck is that? I go over. It's the Hulk. It's literally the Hulk painted on the car. So I took a picture for my son.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you didn't call me a loser because you starting off with I'm a big Marvel guy. Counter argument to that.
You don't like Marvel, Andrew?
I think it's just overrated, and
Agreed.
like Endgame was good, and like the big budget movies where they took their time to execute were good, but I think they're crushing in a bad way with all these new series and stuff because
you don't like the She-Hulk attorney.
well, it's like
attorney at law.
they don't give their visual effects teams and the CGI they don't give them time to put care into it. They give them deadlines,
Mhm.
and
Worried about
so
pumping him out.
yeah, and they're fully focused on quantity over quality at this point because they know people will watch it because they love Marvel and they need to see what's going on. And like you can look anywhere, like everybody goes to see them so they make money, but they're disappointed in the teams not getting enough time to complete the projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's kind of like the Martin Scorsese critique he had a while back where he was just like, they're just pumping them out and everybody's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
They're awesome. And he's like, all right, sorry. Like, I feel like I'm cool. But you do take pictures of other things. You're a big.
I love taking pictures of food.
Yep.
Mainly my own. I like to have like a little album just in case if I need to showcase.
Yep.
You know, like for you too. But yeah, I like big food picture taker.
Yeah.
Check out these runny white eggs I made this morning.
Look how good I poached these.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can wrap it up on this one. What's one time that you felt the most awkward?
Are you going to tell the funeral story?
That one's pretty good.
No.
Or are you going to tell shaking
I-
that hand?
I have.
Dan, I think
I have a few.
like going back to Dan's favorite TV show, he is so obsessed with Curb Your Enthusiasm because he is Larry David.
Right.
Because
Yeah, he brings up a lot of good points.
so
All right, does anyone have anything off the bat or all?
Oh,
go ahead.
Like
Lead
when
us-
have you felt
lead us
it
off.
doesn't have to be the most awkward that you've ever felt because that might be too dark.
yeah.
But where you're like, man, this is awkward.
Oh, I can't think of anything.
All right, I got one. So, first time I ever slept over a friend's house was, I think, in 3rd or 4th grade. And I slept over my friend Brian's house. And it was like, it was all right. Like, we both kind of got the nerves. Like, it was my first time sleeping over someone's house. It was his first time having someone sleep over his house. We kind of like got the nerves a little bit, but we're trying to play cool. Like, you know, it is what it is. He just got Sega Dreamcast. So we're like, all right, we're just going to like play Dreamcast until our eyes fall out of our heads all night. And I get there probably around like 5 o'clock. Got my sleeping bag and everything. And we're like set up and everything. We go and his mom made dinner. His mom made lasagna. So we go sit down, and you could tell he's just kind of we're both just jazzed up. And it's me, his mom, him, and his dad. And the mom puts everything on the table, and we're kind of getting ready to sit down. She goes, "Can I get anyone else anything?" And he goes, "Yeah, for you to shut the hell up."
Oh my god.
Wait, did the dad say it or the kid?
Kid, my friend. And I was like, whoa, jeez Louise. And the mom goes, "What did you just say to me?" And the dad, and he's like, of course, he like turns bright red. He was definitely just like showing off.
Oh man.
And the dad goes, "Go to your room." So he gets up, he goes to his room, and I had to sit and eat like family dinner with just him and his parents, or with just his parents.
Oh no.
So awkward.
I love the aggressiveness.
Yeah, for you to shut the hell up. She's like, "What the hell did you just say to me?" Yeah,
Oh
it
my
was bad.
God.
It was a brutal dinner.
That is so funny.
Andrew, you got one?
Did you guys ever use Vine?
Yeah.
Not really, but I know exactly what
So
you're
you
talking
guys know Jake?
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Sorry for doxing you, Jake.
I'll blur out his last name. But, we were like the last, what felt like the last two people our age that like still used Vine in high school. This was like pretty much before it.
What's Vine?
It's
was
basically
like
like pre-TikTok.
Yeah.
but like better.
Vine was great.
And because it was only, I think it was only 6 seconds.
6 seconds, yeah.
And this was like pretty close to before it shut down, so it was like everybody was kind of moving away from it, but we were still on it, and we would just send each other memes, and we were in the same. I think it was. I don't remember which class. I think it might have been trigonometry or something. It was a math class, and it was dead quiet because we were supposed to be doing some sort of work, and Jake sent me something in the middle of class, and I clicked and opened it, not realizing my phone wasn't on silent, and it was at full volume, and it was the most brain-damaging meme. Like, I don't even want to repeat what it says because it's so expletive, and it played at full volume, and everybody just turned and looked at me, and my teacher was jawed. Like, she had no idea what she just heard, and I was just like,
what subject was this?
what do you mean?
What class?
It was like
Trigonometry?
It was a math class. One where specifically we're not supposed to be using our phones too. And I can show you guys after if you want, but
I would like to see that.
Definitely do want.
yeah, it was that was one of those moments. I also had one where in high school it was like some English test for a book that I don't think anybody read, and we were taking it on the like Chromebook things they gave us, and everybody was cheating, just like looking things up, and I had a moment where I accidentally, for like the definition of one of the terms, in Google when you look up definitions, you know how there's the little speaker to read it out? I accidentally clicked that with my Chromebook at full volume.
Nice.
And it began reading the definition during this test, which was a final.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But luckily my teacher pretended like she didn't hear. She was really cool. But everybody and their mother heard what was going on.
That's good.
You got one, Johnny?
I don't. I'm still thinking. Do you?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think back to like grade school because there's so many like there has to be so many like repressed memories.
Yeah.
That are just like if you can just shake the rust off a little bit, you got to be able to find them. Most awkward. No.
Would you rather always have bad gas or always have a really dry mouth?
Oh.
I think that's easy.
Yeah.
Explain the dry mouth.
Like dry on the inside and outside.
Can you drink water?
It's not going to help.
But it's not going to help. Is your throat sore too, scratchy, or it's just like your mouth is dry?
I don't know. I would assume your throat might be affected a little bit if your mouth is fully dry. Granted, this is a theoretical, so maybe depends.
But it's yours. You tell me.
You got stinky breath if your mouth's all dry, most likely, right?
Oh yeah,
Real stinky. So it's kind of like,
the double-edged sword. Like,
yeah.
you're not coming out of this a winner.
I think I gotta take the gas.
I was gonna say the gas too because it kind of like I don't mind my smell where like other people mind it
What?
more.
What?
No, you don't mind your own brand?
Yeah, exactly. Gas, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather them smell it and suffer than me have a dry mouth and be worried about that all day.
You want others to suffer before
Yes,
you
for
suffer.
me, yes.
Got it.
I'll take the dry mouth.
Why? It feels like it's simple.
Yeah.
I'll take the gas.
You have to consider too, though, having bad gas like it's gonna make your stomach hurt all the time.
I know, but I'd rather take a upset like tummy than dry, scratchy throat.
Yeah, this makes me think of another thing too. Like, where are you at on potty humor?
Pretty good, I guess. I mean,
No, I mean like you. I'm not asking how like your bits are. Like,
okay.
Like I mean, yeah, I got like a full 5 minutes of it. You know what I mean? I can work it into a show.
You want to start?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like I know Dan's stance on it.
Yep.
Dan knows my stance. Where are you at on it? Like you think it's funny? Like you think like poop and pee jokes are funny?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What about Dan?
It's undeniably funny.
I don't find it funny at all.
No way.
Yeah, for me, like, I think it's like
Doesn't make any sense.
the lowest brow of comedy, the easiest. To me, it's just I find no humor in it,
I don't know
and
how.
people love it.
Yeah.
Like people love it, but I'm kind of
People
just
love it.
like, all right.
The word poop will be funny until my body is decomposing from
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't find it funny at all.
Wow.
I find nothing entertaining about it.
All right.
What's
So
something?
do you not think farts are funny?
No, I don't find any
just
of it
so
funny.
funny.
I don't
This is
find-
rough towel people for you.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Seriously.
I just don't get it. I don't see the humor.
So if you were like in a church and somebody just cut one, you wouldn't even giggle.
I guess it depends on how like
See,
long
you chuckled there thinking about it.
long and squealy it was. But
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
no, I definitely don't like I don't know. Like I know I'm in the minority. I know this is my well done steak, but like
Yeah.
I don't
It is.
I don't find it funny.
All right. Well, yeah. Trust me. I know.
All right, what's something that like isn't that weird but is like slightly terrifying when you're watching it happen? So my example is when I see an adult running in normal clothes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like
what,
every
what,
once
are
in
you,
a
what are you running from?
Yeah, like every once
Yeah.
in a while. Like if all right, somebody's gonna
People
have-
running in jeans is jarring.
Yes, like or even and if they have like a button, like the more dressed up they are and running, the scarier it is. Like if you're in
Yeah.
workout clothes, it's kind of like this is completely normal behavior. But yeah, like you said, when I see somebody in like jeans and like a pair of loafers and like a button down and they're like jogging to get somewhere, I'm like, what is there like a mass shooter at the end of the street? Like what is happening? Like what?
Did you rob a place?
Yeah, like what are you late for that is so important that you're willing to run in street clothes like that?
Yeah.
So is that the topic?
That's
What are you
definitely
late
one.
for?
So what's another?
No, just like what's another thing that you like see and at first glance it's not like again, you're actively seeing something that's like, "Oh my gosh, this is terrifying," but you're just like that's so strange. That's such strange behavior that like my spidey sense is tingling that something else is going on.
I have one.
All right.
People, and it happens in our shop often. Couples that
Oh,
feed each other
Oh man.
It happens all the time.
all the time.
All
It's
the
so
time.
awkward, isn't it?
It is.
I don't get it.
It is so awkward.
It never would even
You have to
enter
just,
my brain to be like, oh, can I like try a sample of that too? Like
Yeah.
when this happens, I guess I'll have to set the stage a little bit. So we sample a lot in our stores.
Oh my god, this is
And
so
okay, do
funny.
you guys want to let us try a sample of sea salt caramel? Here you go. And we put it in a little like Dixie cup.
Yep.
Popcorn. And maybe the wife grabs it and she's eating it. And the husband's like, oh, can I try that too? When people don't just hand over the cup,
Yeah.
but instead they'll take a piece and
And just
like,
open their mouth.
and they
And
open their
hold it
mouth.
there,
Yeah, oh.
and the other person will just come over with their tongue like it is, and you have to stand there and watch it like, and you
That is so
like
creepy.
you're not like you can't look away. You just
Yeah,
have
you
to
just
like
sit there.
be there with, and they're just like, and they just feed each other. And
Ugh.
you're just like, oh God, stop! Like,
It's
please
awful.
stop doing this.
Awful.
It is awful. I love the people too. Like every once in a while, you'll get like a husband or wife that'll try to do it, and then the other person just like grabs it out of their hand. It's kind of just like, what the heck are you doing?
It's crazy.
Don't do that. But every once in a while, the
Crazy.
people lean in with their tongue out, and yeah, it's literally like time stops, and you just have to like watch it.
Yeah.
I
gross.
apologize if we have any customers watching it that do that, but it's very, very creepy. If you
Yep.
could stop,
Stop doing it.
I would really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna level with you.
Yeah. It's the same people who like, they'll go to church and they'll, with the priest, they'll just like put their mouth out.
Oh, that's a power move. I do that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
but they teach you how to use the hand. You gotta.
I don't go
the
to
hands.
I don't go to church a lot right now, but yeah, when I take communion, boom, right on the tongue.
Okay. So then everything that you just said
chance.
is null and void.
I know. It was
You're one of them.
no, but it was more of like a you nudge your friend. You're like, hey, I'm going on the tongue.
So
You nudge your
So,
friend and
hold
say, I'm
on.
going on
I-
the tongue.
I really need to pipe in and wrap my head around what just came out of your mouth. It's really creepy. Quoting you,
Right.
it's really creepy that couples
That couples do it.
do that,
Yep.
but it's funny to do it with a priest.
When a
Yeah.
senior citizen priest does it.
Yes, I know. Hey guys, I haven't been to church. Okay, since probably I was like
a little
17.
boy, and it's even weirder.
Yeah, I don't know. You're telling on yourself. You're one of them.
I mean, like I said, I was something that I like. Everybody does the hands. I just thought it was funny. I thought it was funny to do. But the couples are not doing it like in
The joke
jest.
isn't worth the. Any humor that you get from the joke isn't worth the like.
It is a little weird
Awkwardness of it.
when they do put it. The priest puts it in your mouth and then he puts his finger in too.
It gets a little.
God. All right,
man.
John. Anything?
Yeah. I think. So walking a cat. Have you ever seen somebody walk a cat before?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
with a leash.
Yeah.
Yep.
So weird.
Creepy. I saw
Very
someone
creepy.
yesterday
And
with
John
a.
has a cat, so he's not an anti-cat guy.
Yeah.
I was trying to help you out there. I don't have anything.
We have a cat.
I don't have
I've always
anything-
had a cat.
I don't have anything against cats. I've never.
But
walked a
I
cat.
remember.
I do. I have things against cats. I don't like
I
cats.
remember when me and my wife started dating. I went over to her house, and she was outside with her daughter Maddie, and they were walking our cat. I thought it was the weirdest thing in the world.
It's weird.
We've never done it since, because I made sure to let them know
They have a
that was
leash?
very weird. Yeah,
They have a leash and a collar.
leash, collar, everything.
But like was it like a harness or was it like
It was a straight on like
just leash?
Like a
collar.
normal collar.
Yeah, just like a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I saw someone yesterday with
That's
a
a good
with a
one,
cat backpack.
Cat backpack.
Cat pack?
Cat pack.
That's crazy. You know what?
Like
I
a
saw yesterday?
backpack, like a hard covered backpack with this like almost like astronaut helmet on the backpack, so it was like a window that the cat could look out of.
I don't think I would
Wow.
trust a cat on my back.
I saw a guy walking.
Never
into,
trust a cat
I saw
in
a
your
guy
bag.
walking into Target yesterday, and he had a full cat, like face paint, and he had long
How
curly.
old was he?
Dude, he had long curly hair. He looked like a man cat, and he was probably 40.
Man cat?
He was probably in his 40s. Man cat.
Was he by himself?
He was by himself walking into the store like nothing was bothering him.
Did you
at
call
all.
the cops?
He was eating a well done
Oh.
steak.
I did a couple like looks over my shoulder. I'm like, what's this guy doing?
Yeah. Make
So
sure he wasn't
weird.
grabbing one of your kids.
Yeah. Luckily, my kids aren't with me.
Yeah.
Man cat.
The man cat.
Yeah, I
I
don't
almost
know.
wanted to pull
That's
into
pre-crime.
Target and just walk it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. You gotta see where that goes.
Yeah.
Does he, imagine he's just like he's buying a giant bag of like kitty
Kitty
litter.
He
They're
turns
like, "Oh,
around,
you-
he's got a little tail.
Yeah. Do you need any toilet paper? No,
No.
I got my kitty litter. He's just reenacting all the moments, getting himself like some catnip.
Just in the aisle with like bells.
For like 45 minutes, just getting distracted, staring at the birds and the fish. Oh my god.
All right.
All right,
Wanna wrap
well-
it up.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, for the second podcast of the Pop Boys. Again, I'm Pat.
I'm Dan.
John.
Thanks for watching.
Later.
Thanks, guys.